Hey there, fellow life adventurers. Ever feel like you're running a never-ending marathon, but instead of a finish line, you're just chasing your own tail? Welcome to the wild world of burnout, where the coffee's always brewing, but somehow you're still running on empty. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great, another video telling me to just relax and take a break. But hold on to your stress balls, folks, because we're about to embark on a journey that's less about escaping life and more about reclaiming it. In the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the burnout trenches and emerge with not just one, not two, but 4 powerful strategies for renewal and growth. We're talking life-changing, perspective-shifting, why didn't I think of this before kind of strategies. But before we jump in, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself this. If your energy and happiness were a currency, where are you investing the most? And are you getting the returns you truly desire? Intrigued? Skeptical? A little bit of both? Perfect. That means you're in exactly the right place. So, grab your favorite stress relief toy. We all have one, right? Settle in and get ready to turn that burnout into a full-blown comeback. Let's reclaim your life, one aha moment at a time. Chapter 1. Recognizing burnout as a reawakening. Ever feel like you're a smartphone perpetually stuck at 1% battery? Welcome to the Burnout Club, where exhaustion is the secret handshake and dark circles are our badges of honor. But what if I told you that this burnout isn't just a roadblock, but a secret doorway to reclaiming your life and unlocking personal growth? Picture this. It's 3 a.m., you're knee-deep in energy drink cans, staring at your computer screen with the enthusiasm of a cat at a dog show. Your to-do list seems to be breeding faster than rabbits, and the thought of another day in this hamster wheel makes you want to crawl under your desk and never come out. Sound familiar? That's burnout knocking on your door, my friend, and it's time to answer, but not in the way you might think. Burnout isn't just your body and mind throwing in the towel. It's actually your inner wisdom screaming, "Hey you, yeah, you with the eye bags, we need to talk." It's like your personal GPS recalculating because you veered off course from your true path. This is your wake-up call in disguise, not saying you're a failure, but whispering you're ready for a change. Now, let's get real for a second. We live in a world that glorifies the hustle, where being busy is worn like a badge of honor. But here's the brutal truth. Your worth isn't measured by your to-do list or your ability to function on 3 hours of sleep and pure willpower. You're not a productivity machine. You're a beautifully complex human being who deserves rest, joy, and fulfillment. So, how do we turn this burnout into a burn bright? How do we reclaim our lives and embark on a journey of renewal and growth? Let's dive into 4 powerful strategies that will help you overcome burnout and rediscover your zest for life. First up, we need to recognize burnout for what it really is, a reawakening. It's your mind and body's way of saying enough is enough. This realization is the first step in your burnout recovery journey. It's time to embrace this opportunity to hit the reset button on your life. Think of it as life's way of forcing you into a much-needed vacation from your usual grind. Next, it's crucial to prioritize self-care techniques. And no, I'm not just talking about bubble baths and face masks, although those are great too. I'm talking about deep, soul-nourishing self-care. This means setting boundaries like you're building a fortress around your sanity. It means learning to say no to things that drain you and yes to things that fill you up. It's about creating a work-life balance that actually, balances. The third strategy is all about stress management and mindfulness practices. When was the last time you took a deep breath that wasn't followed by a heavy sigh? Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can be a game changer. It's like giving your brain a mini vacation every day. Try meditation, yoga, or even just a few minutes of quiet reflection each day. These practices can help build your resilience and improve your emotional well-being. Lastly, let's talk about redefining productivity. We often wrap our entire value in our ability to complete tasks and meet deadlines. But true productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. It's time to reassess your career development and personal growth goals. What truly lights you up? What makes you feel alive? These are the things we should be prioritizing. Remember, Overcoming burnout and reclaiming your life is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection. Some days you'll feel like you're conquering the world, and others you might struggle to get out of bed. And that's okay. The important thing is that you're taking steps towards renewal and growth. So the next time burnout comes knocking, don't slam the door in its face. Invite it in for a cup of tea and a heart-to-heart. It might just be the conversation that changes your life. Let's turn that burnout into a burn bright, shall we? Your reawakening starts now. And hey, if you need a little extra support on this journey, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Whether it's talking to a friend, seeking professional guidance, or exploring online resources, remember that you don't have to go through this alone. Because sometimes we all need someone to remind us that we're awesome, even when we feel like a dumpster fire. Your journey to overcome burnout, reclaim your life, and embrace personal growth is just beginning. So take a deep breath, straighten that crown, and get ready to write the next chapter of your story. One where you're the hero, not the burnout victim. You've got this. Chapter 2. Prioritizing happiness over perfection. Alright my friends, let's dive into the next chapter of our journey to reclaim our lives and kick burnout to the curb. We've recognized the reawakening. Now it's time to shake things up and prioritize what really matters. Your happiness. Remember when you were a kid and your biggest worry was whether you get chocolate or vanilla ice cream? Somewhere along the way, we traded that simplicity for an endless to-do list and a constant pursuit of perfection. But here's the kicker. Perfection is like a unicorn, magical in theory but impossible to catch in real life. And let me tell you, chasing that unicorn is a one-way ticket to Burnoutville, population you. Picture this. It's Friday night, and instead of Netflix and chill, you're hunched over your laptop, trying to squeeze in just one more task. Your friends are texting you to come out, but you decline because work never stops, right? Wrong. This, my friends, is where we need to hit the brakes and reassess our work-life balance. It's time for some real talk about stress management and how we can overcome burnout to reclaim our lives. Here's the truth bomb. Your worth isn't measured by your productivity. Shocking, I know. Society's been feeding us this lie that we're only as valuable as our output. But let me tell you, you're not a machine. You're a human being with dreams, feelings, and a desperate need for a good night's sleep. It's time to rewrite your personal rulebook and focus on productivity tips that actually serve you, not drain you. So, how do we break free from this perfection prison and prioritize happiness? Start small. Tell yourself it's okay to take a break. I mean it. Right now, stand up and do a little dance. Feels good, doesn't it? That's what prioritizing joy looks like. This is the first step in your burnout recovery journey, embracing self-care techniques that nourish your soul. Now let's talk about the monotony monster. Doing the same things day in and day out is a surefire way to burn out faster than a candle in a windstorm. It's time to challenge yourself and step out of that comfort zone. Always wanted to try salsa dancing? Do it. Curious about underwater basket weaving? Why not? New experiences are like vitamins for your soul, promoting personal growth and building resilience. Let's recontextualize your relationship with that pesky to-do list. Instead of seeing it as a chain tying you down, view it as a buffet of opportunities. This shift in perspective is crucial for your emotional well-being. Pick the tasks that align with your values and bring you joy. The rest, delegate, delay, or straight up delete. This is where time management skills come into play. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Remember, recovering from burnout isn't about going from zero to hero overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps towards a life that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, or at least not hit the snooze button 17 times. These are your strategies for renewal, your secret weapons in the battle against burnout. Here's your homework. Each day, prioritize one thing that brings you joy. It could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee without scrolling through emails or taking a lunchtime walk in the park. These small acts of self-love are crucial for your mental health awareness and overall well-being. And hey, if you slip up and find yourself falling back into old patterns, don't beat yourself up. Consistency trumps perfection every time. You're not aiming for a perfect score in the game of life. You're aiming for a life that's perfectly, imperfectly you. This mindset shift is key to your personal growth and emotional well-being. By shifting your focus from perfection to happiness, you're not just overcoming burnout, you're setting the stage for a life filled with growth, joy, and maybe even a spontaneous dance party or two. You're implementing powerful strategies for renewal and personal growth that will serve you for years to come. So, go ahead, prioritize that happiness, and watch as your life transforms from a constant grind to a beautiful, messy, joyful adventure. Remember, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're not just managing stress, you're mastering life. And most importantly, you're not just overcoming burnout, you're reclaiming your life. One joyful moment at a time. Chapter 3. Aligning actions with values and purpose. Alright my friends, we've tackled prioritizing happiness and aligning our actions with our values. But now we're diving deep into the heart of what makes us tick. Buckle up, because this is where the real magic happens. Remember that time you spent hours scrolling through social media, only to feel like a deflated balloon afterward? Or when you said yes to that soul-sucking project just because you thought you should? Well, my friends, that's the express train to Burnout City, and it's time to hop off and find a new route to renewal and growth. Picture this. It's Monday morning, and instead of dragging yourself out of bed with the enthusiasm of a sloth on sedatives, you wake up excited about the day ahead. Why? Because everything you're about to do aligns perfectly with your values and purpose. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, it's time to turn that fantasy into reality and master the art of stress management. Let's face it, monotony is the silent killer of joy and the fast track to a work-life balance disaster. Doing the same things day in and day out is about as exciting as watching paint dry in slow motion. It's time to shake things up and step out of that comfort zone. Remember when you were a kid and every day was an adventure? Let's channel that energy and challenge ourselves to try something new. This isn't just about personal growth, it's about building resilience that will serve you for years to come. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I have responsibilities. I can't just abandon everything to chase rainbows. And you're right, we're not talking about a complete life overhaul here. We're talking about making small, intentional choices that align with your values. It's about incorporating self-care techniques into your daily routine, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. For example, if creativity is important to you, you can incorporate more creative tasks into your work. If connection matters, you can prioritize meaningful conversations with colleagues or clients. It's about finding those pockets of purpose in your everyday life and mastering time management skills to make it all happen. And here's a revolutionary idea. It's okay to leave tasks unfinished when you're not at your best. I know, it sounds scandalous, but hear me out. Pushing through when you're running on empty doesn't serve anyone. Taking a step back to recharge isn't laziness. It's a productivity tip that actually works. It's about working smarter, not harder, and it's a crucial part of burnout recovery. Let's talk about joy for a second. When was the last time you did something purely because it brought you joy? If you can't remember, that's a red flag waving frantically in your face. Joy isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for your emotional well-being. It's the fuel that keeps us going when things get tough. So here's your homework. Make a list of things that bring you joy. Big things, small things, silly things, write them all down. Now, commit to doing at least one of these things every day. It could be as simple as dancing to your favorite song or calling a friend who makes you laugh. These are your strategies for renewal, your secret weapons in the battle against burnout. Remember, burnout often occurs when we're tirelessly working towards something that doesn't mean much to us. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom, exhausting and futile. By aligning our actions with our values and purpose, we're not just patching the hole, we're replacing the bucket with a well that never runs dry. This is what mental health awareness looks like in action. And here's a radical thought. What if we started appreciating the journey as much as the destination? What if we celebrated our progress, no matter how small? It's time to let go of that hyper-independence and self-criticism. You're not a machine. You're a beautifully complex human being who deserves compassion, especially from yourself. This is how you truly reclaim your life and embrace personal growth. So as we move forward in our battle to overcome burnout, let's make a pact. Let's promise to show up for ourselves, to prioritize what truly matters, and to embrace the messy, imperfect journey of growth. Because when we align our actions with our values and purpose, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. We're creating a life that's truly worth living, full of renewal and growth. Remember, you've got this. With every step you take towards alignment, you're reclaiming your life and paving the way for a brighter, more fulfilling future. So go ahead, take that first step. Your purpose-driven, joy-filled life is waiting for you, and it's time to answer the call. Chapter 4. Understanding the personal nature of burnout. Alright, my burnout warriors, we've made it to the final chapter of our journey to overcome burnout and reclaim our lives. We've tackled prioritizing happiness, aligning our actions with our values, and now it's time to get personal, really personal. Because here's the thing, burnout isn't a one-size-fits-all experience, and neither is the path to recovery. Picture this, you're at a party, remember those, and someone asks, "So how's work?" Suddenly you feel a knot in your stomach tighter than your jeans after Thanksgiving dinner. That, my friends, is burnout waving its not-so-friendly flag. But here's the kicker. Your burnout might look completely different from your cubicle neighbors. For some of us, burnout creeps in like a sneaky cat, fueled by guilt that whispers, "You're not doing enough." It's that nagging feeling that no matter how hard you work, it's never quite enough. For others, it's like being on a hamster wheel, constantly chasing progress, but feeling like you're getting nowhere fast. And for some unlucky souls, it's a toxic cocktail of both. The point is, burnout is as unique as your fingerprint, or your ability to find excuses not to go to the gym. So, how do we tackle this personal beast and embark on the path of burnout recovery? It's time for some serious self-reflection, folks. We're talking mirror gazing, journal writing, maybe even interpretive dancing level of introspection. What's really at the root of your burnout? Is it the constant need for validation, the fear of missing out on the next big opportunity, or perhaps it's the sneaking suspicion that you're an imposter in your own life? Here's where stress management comes into play. Instead of trying to fit ourselves into someone else's idea of success, what if we created our own definition? What if we tailored our routines to suit our individual needs, rather than following the latest productivity guru's morning routine? Sorry, 5 a.m. club, but some of us are night owls, and that's okay. This is where personal growth and self-care techniques become your secret weapons in the battle against burnout. It's time to prioritize your energy and happiness. If you're a morning person, embrace it. If you do your best work at midnight, own it. The key is to create a rhythm that works for you, not against you. This is the essence of work-life balance, and it's a crucial productivity tip that often gets overlooked in our hustle culture. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about my responsibilities? I can't just throw everything out the window. And you're right, we're not suggesting you abandon all adulting duties, but we are suggesting you reassess them. Do you really need to attend every single Zoom meeting? Is it absolutely necessary to respond to emails at 11 p.m? Spoiler alert, probably not. This is where emotional well-being takes center stage in your burnout recovery journey. Here's your final homework assignment. Don't worry, there's no grade. Create a joy list and an energy drain list. What activities fill you up and what leaves you feeling like a deflated balloon? Now, here's the challenge. Try to incorporate more from your joy list into your daily routine and find ways to minimize the energy drains. It's not about eliminating all stress. Sorry, that's not how life works, but about creating a sustainable balance. This exercise in time management skills will be a game changer in your quest to overcome burnout. Remember, overcoming burnout isn't about becoming a productivity machine. It's about reclaiming your life and rediscovering what makes you tick. It's about growth, renewal, and yes, even joy in the everyday moments. These are your strategies for renewal, your roadmap to a more fulfilling life. As we wrap up this journey, I want you to remember one thing: you've got this. Burnout might feel like a never-ending tunnel, but there's light at the end. And it's not an oncoming train. It's the bright, shining future you're creating for yourself, one small step at a time. This is your moment to overcome burnout and embrace renewal and growth. So go forth, brave warriors. Armed with self-knowledge, tailored routines, and a healthy dose of self-compassion, you're ready to not just overcome burnout, but to thrive. Your renewed, energized, joyful life is waiting for you. It's time to reclaim your life and prioritize your mental health awareness. The journey to overcome burnout ends here, but your journey of growth and self-discovery, that's just beginning. And trust me, it's going to be one heck of a ride. And there you have it, my burnout warriors. We've journeyed through the treacherous lands of exhaustion, scaled the mountains of self-doubt, and emerged on the other side, a little wiser, a lot stronger, and ready to reclaim our lives. Remember, overcoming burnout isn't a sprint, it's a marathon, and sometimes it's okay to walk or even take a breather. Your path to renewal and growth is uniquely yours, filled with twists, turns, and maybe a few unexpected dance breaks along the way. As you step forward into your newly reclaimed life, armed with strategies for self-care, time management skills, and a fresh perspective on work-life balance, I want you to ask yourself this. What would your life look like if you treated your well-being with the same urgency and importance as your to-do list? Imagine that for a moment. Feel the weight lift off your shoulders. That, my friends, is the feeling of true productivity. Not measured in tasks completed, but in moments lived fully. So, whether you're recognizing burnout as a reawakening, prioritizing happiness over perfection, aligning your actions with your values, or understanding the personal nature of your burnout journey, remember that you're not just surviving anymore, you're thriving. And hey, if you found this video helpful in your quest to overcome burnout and reclaim your life, why not share it with a friend who might need it? After all, the best way to light up your own life is by helping others shine. Until next time, keep growing, keep renewing, and most importantly, keep being wonderfully, imperfectly you.